We pulled into Nicaragua last night, yesterday afternoon, to get a nice night's sleep. It was the best night's sleep either of us I think have had in quite a while. Still could do with more of it, but we're not officially checking in here. We're going to head down to Costa Rica, and we used a lot more of the motor than we had planned to, fighting these southerly winds. I'm just doing some math here based on our logs of what we had for engine hours run. See how close before we check the dipstick on the fuel and see where we're at. So 22.11 gallons, which means we should have about 8 gallons remaining in the tank, I guess, and we'll pull the tank and check it. Good. So we did our last check, I don't know, maybe after the first week we did a manual check. And we had 30 gallons remaining in our 50-gallon tank. So we'll see how, it sounds pretty empty. We're not too bad, not too far off. 5, 10, probably got about 13 gallons remaining.
The main reason we pulled in here last night is because of the rough night we had 2 nights ago. Our track here, we were just hit by squall after squall. The wind was straight out of where we were trying to go, and we could not make any ground. We could go east, we could go west, but we could not make any kind of south progress. This whole night spent going back and forth, getting beat up in the crazy swells and waves and gusty winds. Hence why we pulled in here tonight.
There was some decent sized swells rolling in here yesterday when we pulled into El Estero, I think it's called. A little village back here, El Estero. When we pulled in yesterday, there's still quite a swell coming in. We were rolling side to side a bit. So we put a stern anchor out, which we have not had out in quite some time. And now we're going to pull that in so we can get on out of here. What we did is we went forward a little bit so Hillary could get the snubber off. We're going to let a bit more chain out as we back up and pull the stern anchor on board, and then we'll take it away. Well, there's our stern anchor chain we just pulled in. Well, a little bit of chain, a little bit of line. Hillary's now hauling up the anchor up forward and we'll be on out of here.
Well, after our little slide incident in the middle of the night last night, or 2 nights ago, where we swapped out a lower slide, one of these big black ones that go on our battens, for this upper one that's broken, that means that we get to sail with a double reef main. So this really small mainsail, pull it down so it's about half the size, which we do in the high winds, so it worked out well. But now that the winds are over, we still can't raise it because the lower batten is missing its little attachment point to the mast. We had this happen about the second day out at Zihuatanejo. We had one break, and I thought it was the one that I repaired that broke again, but it turns out the one I repaired is good. It's the second one that broke here. So we're going to try that same fix on it. Basically there's a bolt that goes into the black plastic part, and the threads in the plastic just totally ripped out, the bolt ripped out. So I used some JB Weld to glue that bolt back in there. I don't know if that's the proper fix. It's the only thing we could come up with at the time when we are 2 days out to sea out of Zihuatanejo. So maybe we'll try that again, or we might contact North Sails and see if they have another recommended fix as well. Because I think it'll be some time before we're somewhere that we can get some new replacement parts of these. So I think there's probably 2 reasons why those slides broke. One, I'm thinking they're probably pretty old, probably the same age as the main, and having 2 of them break makes me think it's probably something to do with age. The other, I'm guessing, is from the main kind of flogging back and forth when there's no wind, which we have had a lot of on this trip, unfortunately. We've left the main up even when there's no wind because it really helps to stabilize the boat in the swells. But because of that, it's kind of rocking back and forth, flogging back and forth, and putting a lot of force on those slides. So definitely need some new ones, but until we get somewhere where we can find those or order those, we're just gonna have to figure out a way to fix them. Check out those clouds back there. I think we might get some more rain today. It feels very, very warm and steamy at the moment, so we really would like to dry some stuff out. before we get more rain.
Behind me is Nicaragua. We've changed our plans, we're getting head back there. And all around the cockpit is a mess. We've got lines out drying and let's see what else. Our tethers, clothes, sheets. Our offshore gear was out there earlier. Our offshore bibs and stuff are still up here right now drying out. Very, very wet. Down there, if you can see at the distance, that's Costa Rica. We've had a change of plans. We're gonna go back into Nicaragua to an actual port of entry, San Juan Del Sur. One of the reasons to head back into Nicaragua is to top up on our provisions before we head into northern Costa Rica, where there's not too much stuff. San Juan Del Sur is a big eclectic kind of surfing community and everything in southern Nicaragua, and it should have some decent provisioning and so on. But to do that, we're gonna go check with Hillary. Hey.
Hey.
What you up to?
I am making a flag. We do not have a Nicaraguan flag, but we do have a bunch of flag material. So, Nicaragua is blue, white, blue, with a little logo in the middle. So, sewing that up so we can have a courtesy flag to hang up.
Got the sewing machine out, stuff all below here, what a mess.
It's a mess.
And
big mess.
at your request, we have some, what's under here?
Some peanut butter.
Peanuts roasting. Oh, time to turn those off. We're gonna get them on, get some peanut butter going here.
Right, flag is complete. Got our yellow quarantine flag, Nicaragua flag. We might have these in the wrong order. I don't remember which one goes on top, but we're gonna raise them and we're almost to San Juan Del Sur.
And San Juan Del Sur is right behind the sail.
Taking down our unofficial Aussie flag.
Not the Union Jack.
Putting out our American flag.
Oh, say, can you sing? What are you? Very confused right now. Are you saying I did it wrong? Catch that sailfish when it jumps. Costa Rica, Nicaragua. Hillary, Nicaragua, Costa Rica. Maybe tonight we will hit some land.
I don't want to hit any land.
Well, Hillary says we don't want to hit any land. That's very true. But we want to go on land possibly. We checked our track this morning before we pulled up that anchor for our little rest, and we're just over or just under 1,200 nautical miles traveled.
I think a pretty slow average.
It was like 3.5, which is what we usually kind of plan our passages on anyway, planning in for the dead calm spots. And then what did we do for days? It was just over 14.
Just over 14, yeah.
Like 14 days and a few hours, something like that. And now we're heading...
Longest passage to date.
That was our longest passage.
Our longest previous to that would have been our sail from Oregon down to the Channel Islands, which was almost exactly 2 years ago. And that was 11 days. Mileage was probably longer because we were going a heck of a lot faster.
Yeah, and we had 3 crew on for that one too. This was a lot more exhausting with just the 2 of us. So I think that's why we're ready for our little nap last night. This is an official port of entry here. San Juan Del Sur.
San Juan Del Sur, Nicaragua.
We decided we're going to check into Nicaragua and see what it's all about. Get some provisioning here hopefully before heading into northern Costa Rica, which is basically back there behind us.
Yep, get some internet as well so we can upload some more videos before we're out of range in places where we can't get to you guys.
What are you eating there?
Hummus.
Hummus and apple, and now on to totopos or corn chips. We're about 3 miles out. Down right over there. We're going to check in shortly on the radio.
Capitania de Puerto, soy Valero Baruna, Cambia.
It's an official port of entry. There's got to be someone here.
There's got to be.
And it looks like there's a Navy ship just over here, or a Coast Guard.
Looks like it, yeah, on the border here.
Over here it looks like a Coast Guard or a Navy vessel. Engine is on. We're entering the bay here. We've dropped the main. We've got the Genoa just out a little bit. That's what we're running under. We're just idling on the engine. but we're losing a bit of the breeze and we're gonna have to maneuver around in here. We're not quite sure where we're going. Quite a lot of boats.
We're here, almost.
We're gonna go negotiate around and look for a place to anchor here. We're just gonna play it by ear and have a look around. About 14.5 meters here. And only about 4 knots of wind behind us, but enough to pull us in. We're still doing 3 knots on the way in here. We're gonna have to start negotiating so we don't hit this fishing boat. Okay, we're just gonna watch out. There's a wind's dead behind us now. There's a fishing boat right here. All right, Hillary's putting on our long snubber. Got about, we'll probably have about 40 meters out, or a bit less than that at the end of it. How much will we have out at the end of this, you think? 35?
Once we have the snubber on, we'll have close to 40.
Close to 40 meters, yeah. A couple of monohulls right behind us here. They don't look lived in. I think they're either, I don't know, permanently here, or people running cruises on them, or they've packed up and gone home for the summer, not sure. And what I was worried about in this little area, it did look a little bit too good to be true, but Hillary just noticed an old mooring that's a few feet underwater. So hopefully that doesn't become an issue, we don't tangle on it, and more importantly that we didn't take someone's spot. I'm sure we'll hear about it. A few people have passed by and haven't said anything. We're about to head in and see the port captain here. Hillary has our documentation. This is an exit Zarpe from Mexico. And what is a Zarpe?
Zarpe is just basically a document saying that we have left somewhere. It says when we left, who we left on board with, kind of all those sort of details.
It's an official port document, right?
Port document, yeah.
That's pretty universal. We're going to head in here, do the check-in procedure. We've got, what is this?
Crew list.
Crew list and passports. Vessel documentation.
Yep.
We'll see what it costs. We're thinking it will cost us in the range of $30 US.
$45 total for everything.
For visas, boat check-in and everything like that. But we will update you and let you know what it actually is.
Today is a special day. It is officially the start of our 3rd year cruising. And we're in Nicaragua. We're gonna go check in to Nicaragua, San Juan Del Sur.
Capitania's office is back here in this little boatyard.
In the boatyard.
As Hillary said, it was yesterday, 2 years ago, that we left Portland, Oregon. So today begins our 3rd year.
3rd year cruising.
In a
new country?
New country, new section, I guess. We've left North America. We're in Central America. Okay, we're gonna put this down and go talk to the port captain. Well, we have found where boats come to die in San Juan del Sur. There's some what would have been beautiful sailboats at one point in time, and they are probably either beyond recovery or a bloody heck of a lot of work. So you can get a good bargain right here. There's a Seattle boat, Ivy Rose. Looks kind of like a Union Cutter or something, right? This catamaran behind us has fallen apart. We thought there was people working on it. It's actually just where the Navy hangs out below it, and they're cocking their guns and cleaning them. We decided we're going to do the walk. It's about a mile
Up to the
big grocery store.
We're all checked in. We did all of our paperwork. It's all done.
The bus, there's no real local buses in town, so the buses that run out of here are on a longer journey, so they're departing further apart and heading off to a town called Rivas further inland. The time it takes us to wait for that, we can probably walk it.
We can be there.
And then maybe we'll taxi it on the way back. Undecided. Beautiful scenery, very Central
lush,
American,
green,
right?
Jungle,
Yeah.
forest.
Very tropical, very humid, very green, very nice. So our check-in fees for Nicaragua are what, Hillary?
About $55-60 total to check in, and that was for visas, and then some other sort of fee, I'm not really sure, some sort of boat type fee, which was $25, and our visas were about $30-35.
That's all US dollars, which was a lot more than what we expected, but in relative terms it's not actually that expensive.
No.
And we do think we'll have another small fee on checkout for our exit Zarpe.
To pay for our Zarpe to check out too.
And the customs guy came out to the boat on his own water taxi this time, and basically opened the bathroom and said, yeah, I don't need to check anything out.
Yeah, he said this is only a formality, but you have a really nice boat.
So that was cool. Now we're gonna get some groceries. Pay attention, guys, there's an important announcement coming up. Any minute now.
Any minute?
Any minute. Probably right as he comes past us, he'll try and scare us with this announcement. here we go, inside for some provisions.
Picked up a few things, just some of the dry goods that we used up, and replaced those. And now we're headed downtown. We found a really nice fruit and veg shop downtown that had fresh stuff they were loading in. We're gonna go pick up some fruit and veggies.
There wasn't much at this place. It was the most stuff in town, but it's a very small supermarket.
Very small still, yeah.
Small selection. Downtown has a lot of small tiendas, but none of the packaged goods. I managed to track down a bit of Wi-Fi. We're going to go back and see if we can get it from the boat.
Fingers crossed.
There's some beautiful scenery here, and it'd be some amazing shots from the sky, but we are not allowed to fly the drone here. They are pretty much banned in Nicaragua.
Yep.
We're not even really supposed to bring it across the border, I believe. We're kind of unsure. We might be able to get a permit to fly them in some circumstances, but not recreationally. So best bet is just leave it away.
Keep it away.
Especially with all the Navy around. But man, there'd be some great shots, so we're kind of bummed.
Some awesome shots, yeah. We are officially checked in to Nicaragua, so that means we can take our yellow flag down and just raise our Nicaraguan flag.
We're official.
Official.
We decided to come spend some time here in Nicaragua with the local Nicaraguans, or as they are affectionately known, Nicas. And it looks like a nice place. We're going to check it out. It is a lot cheaper than Costa Rica, which is 50 miles south of here. So the terrain is actually a lot similar. Some of the rainforest and flora and fauna. Fauna. There she is, changing it out. Nicaragua flag's going up. Quarantine flag is down. We're going to hang out here in Nicaragua. Man, I have a problem with Nicaragua. And we're going to go maybe check out some inland areas. Do some hiking. Pulled into Nicaragua.
Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Hillary. Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Hillary. Nicaragua, Costa Rica. Nicaragua, Hillary. Costa Rica, Hillary, Nicaragua.